Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Dave. Oh, good afternoon, Dr. Dave here, and of course my lovely wife, Amy. And we are here at Shores Wellness Solutions, the Natural Health and Wellness Center. And today we're going to be talking about purification.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was good. Can you do that again? No, one time? All right. So purification, we're going to go through this and give you a good education about what purification is, why we don't call it detoxification. And detox really has a bad connotation, I think, because you think more like drug rehab, you think more of alcohol, detoxification. So we like to call it purification, purify the body, get it back normal. But standard process, this has been around for, 25, 26 years. It's a 21-day purification and weight loss support program. And so a really fantastic program. I hope you are ready to fasten your seatbelts and get going. And I don't know how to work this, so I'll let you do it. So the first question is, what's the problem? And so the problem, we have different effects with toxicity. What is toxicity is the first question we should be asking. How do we become toxic? That's a good question. I know, I'm dominating again, I'm sorry. I just love this one so much.
Go ahead.
How can we detoxify? And then how can we manage our weight properly? These are some of the questions that we want to answer over the next 20, 25 minutes as we do this workshop so that you are empowered to take better control of your health.
That is correct.
Awesome.
Might as well keep going.
No, go ahead. You have this
go.
one. All right, so we live in a toxic environment. We have pollution and pollutants that are a serious problem. They really are. And it's not like tomorrow they're going to be gone. They're here. We are exposed to something like 80,000 different chemicals on a weekly basis just living in our environment. And pollution and its effects can be found in virtually every place on the planet. It's kind of sad, but it is. And so we need to take care of our bodies to empower them and make them strong so that we can be healthy.
Yes, we do.
You're just going to let me roll.
I am, because you're on a roll, so keep going.
All right.
You might as
So
well.
we talk about ingested toxins. How do we get toxins in? Well, we ingest them, right? What does that mean? Well, whatever we eat, drink, breathe, inject, okay? So the United States allows for over 10,000 chemical additives to our food supply. And that's not a very good thing. The average American consumes 14 pounds of additives each year that your poor liver and gallbladder and spleen and pancreas, small intestines, kidneys have to work on filtering out. 14 pounds of toxins a year. We do on average it used to be 160 pounds of sugar. Now we're looking at 175 pounds of sugar each year for each American. That's a half a pound of sugar a day. And that's a lot. If we go back 200-300 years ago, the average American ate about 5 pounds of sugar per year, and now we're doing so much. And your pancreas just can't handle all that. Mm-hmm. And then 8 pounds of salt. When we talk about salt, we're not talking about good salts. We're talking about chemical salts that have been formulated that are, again, toxic to our bodies. And so it's so important to know what it is that we're putting in and eating, so that our bodies have a chance to gain health. And so we see all these things from frozen dinners to hair dyes, processed cakes, chemicals that we spray, all these things that are popping in here, cigarettes, alcohol, bagels, candy, store-bought jams, deep fried foods are on there. All these things that just keep popping in. Every day we consume these and we're exposed to so many toxins and toxic substances. And we might not even be aware that these substances or additives are in our foods or our clothing or chemicals that are in our hair and pollution and stuff. In fact, I got off the phone in consultation with a patient today, and one of the things that he switched to is this young guy, some all-natural peanut butter. So they pull out the jar and it doesn't have 16 different ingredients on there.
Should have peanuts, right?
Which is awesome, and that was the number one. But you know what was number two? Sugar.
So, why did they ruin it?
I don't know. And then palm oil, and then salt. And I said, yeah, you got to replace that. So it's really important to know. All right. So you can ask this one.
Oh, how do toxins enter the body anyway, Dr. Dave?
That's a great question. Oh, so right back to
there you go.
All right.
Look at that.
Good. So they enter many ways. As I said before, you're going to eat them, drink them, breathe them, inject them. Any way you get things in your body, you can put it on the skin. So for instance, we do a lot of essential oils.
We do.
Okay, and essential oils, we know one of the ways that it goes into the body is on the skin. You put it on the skin in less than 30 seconds, it's absorbed and doing its job. But what if you get motor oil or gasoline or some type of toxic chemical on the skin? What's going to happen?
It's going to absorb into the skin, just like
Bingo.
everything else is.
Same thing, in 30 seconds it's in there. So our digestive tract, food additives and soft drinks get in through that. Oh, look, skin penetration, perfumes, lotion, hairsprays, things like that. Lungs, exhaust, toxic fumes, secondhand smoke. Excuse me. You know, these are things that we're getting into our bodies, and as they get into our bodies, they have to be detoxified. So when you're dealing with toxins, what do you have to do?
Well, the body has three options when dealing with toxins, such as food additives and chemicals. They can either bury them inside of your fat, deposit them into the tissues, or remove them, right? Look at that. The long-term ingestion of low levels of toxins may lead. So that's one of those things that, you know, where are you going to put those extra toxins? Are you storing it in your fat and making yourself sicker and sicker, or are you wanting to rid them?
Yeah, so what the body does as a protective mechanism when you have these toxins, one of the things is it will put a layer of fat around the toxin to protect you from it, and then we store that. And that's why a lot of times when people start to lose weight, they don't feel good because they're releasing these toxins.
Exactly.
But when we look at long-term ingestion of low-level toxins, so when we eat wheat, our wheat supply is heavily chemically treated 10 times from seed to harvest. Glyphosate 3 times on that. And so by knowing that, what happens is the long-term ingestion of that, we are affected by that crop and by that by those chemicals. So it's so important to make sure we're detoxifying. Organs of detoxification, you know what they are.
Look at that. The lymph nodes, the blood, skin, kidneys, colon, lungs, and liver. 10% of the body's blood is stored in the liver. The liver is the chief organ for detoxifying the blood. So it's very important that you go through a detox every so often so you're not having all those toxins building up over a long period of time.
Very true. These next few charts I really like. This really shows what our country has done over the last 30 years, right? So if we go back to 1988, back in time, there we go. We're in 1988, in overweight adults. And there's a few different charts, but this is one of the easier ones to understand. This tells you that, you know, data is not available. Less than 30%, 30 to 35%, the blue states here, of adults that were overweight. And then some states were more than 35, more than a third of the adults in those states were overweight. And this goes back to 32 years ago. So this is 88. And we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states where the population, more than 35% of adults were overweight. This is 32 years ago. Then we go to 4 years later, from 88 to 92. Now we look at it. We see more red going here. What's happening? All these states, now more than 1/3 of the population is overweight. And when we go forward one more, look what's happening in 96. More than half the country, the adults, 1/3 of the adults or more are overweight. And then we get into 1999. Okay, sorry. But look at this. All but 4 states, the adult population, more than 1/3 is overweight.
Exactly.
And then when we get into 2000, every state. So this is only 20. So that's during a 12-year period.
Right.
There's more. We're not going to bore you with them, but there's more that actually showed the percentage. And when you go back to 1980 and work, you look at the percent of people that were overweight. You know, that are 10% overweight, and then when you get into morbid obesity, and it's just incredible how more than a third of our country now is morbidly obese, and it's really, here we are in 2020, more than 2/3 of our adult population is overweight. 2/3. That says something about the food systems that we have.
Crazy.
It is nuts.
Yeah. And what's happening because of that? Diabetes.
Prevalence of diabetes goes up. Do you know, and I know she does, do you know that type 2 diabetes is 100% reversible and 0% genetic?
I do know that. Do you know that?
Ah, do you know that?
Look at that.
Yes, and so when you change your diet and your lifestyle habits, okay, which is diet, sleep, and exercise. When you change those, then you can reverse type 2 diabetes, be gone.
Right.
You can get yourself, as your body gets healthy, you can get weaned off any medications that you might be on for that, but always work with your doctor with that. So type 2, whoop,
Sorry, thought you were done.
whoop, whoop, whoop. That was good. Type 2 diabetes is becoming more common. Look, and check this out, in a 23-year period from 1980 to 2002, the number of Americans with diabetes, type 2, more than doubled, up to almost 14 million. If you look at that number today, it's a lot more. It's actually close to 25 million today in 2020, right? 17 years later. But something to say about diabetes. Back in time, okay, so when we look at diabetes, it's actually more than that, because diabetes is about sugar handling in the body. And if we go back to the late 1920s, there were things that got spread out in healthcare, because you look at cardiac conditions, neurologic conditions, and also endocrine issues. Those are all sugar handling. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Most of them are sugar handling issues. Not all. Most are sugar handling issues. And when you correct the diet, you can correct those. All right, I'll be quiet now.
Well, a contributing factor to a lot of toxins in the body are soft drinks, sodas,
Energy
pop,
drinks.
energy drinks, all of those things. I'm saying it all because some say soda, some say pop around here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the active ingredient in most soda is phosphoric acid. And phosphoric acid leaches calcium from the bones and is a major contributor to the rising increase of osteoporosis. Drinking 1 can of soda every day for 1 year is equal to 16 pounds of sugar consumption, which is a lot. And most people, if you think about it these days, they drink a lot more than just 1 can of soda. You're going to 7-Eleven, you're getting those super duper big gulps and things like that. So think about how much you're contributing to osteoporosis by drinking that much soda, because it's leaching that calcium out of your bones. So you want to make sure you're cutting out the soda. It's a big, important factor. I know you want to say something.
Huge. 30 years ago, I went to chiropractic school with a young woman in her mid-20s who had osteoporosis, moderate osteoporosis, because of all the Diet Coke, Diet Pop that she drank.
Yeah, exactly.
25. Yeah. All right. Sugar.
Yeah.
We know this suppresses your immune system. So you want to stay healthy right now, particularly with everything that's going on outside our walls? Stop eating sugar. Sugar, a teaspoon will suppress your immune system for about 6 hours. A tablespoon or more can last up to 48 hours of suppressing your immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses.
Consuming good fats.
Always.
What are some good fats that you can use to consume? For many years, margarine was touted for being better than butter because it contained no cholesterol. Now the truth about partially hydrogenated oil has hit the public. Most people are not consuming that. Not everyone, but most are paying attention to that. Most of these natural oils listed are a good source of omega-3 or omega-6 fatty acids. So you really do want to not use those butter substitutes and eat real butter if you're going to consume the butter in the first place. You don't want to substitute for those.
You know how they make margarine?
I don't, but
I'm
it's
not
probably
going to go
gross.
into it right now.
It's probably pretty
because of
gross.
time, but we'll do a short video on it.
There you go.
But other good fats you can get, good deep cold water fish, olive oil, nuts, seeds you get them from, different oils from nature, olive oil, coconut oil, flaxseed oil.
Exactly.
Stay away from the bad fats.
Yes. Hydrogenated oils like we just talked about.
Olestra, oh.
I don't even know what olestra is.
Stay away from man-made saturated fats. The partially hydrogenated oils are really bad. You know, the half-life of a trans fat is 51 days. So that doesn't mean in 102 days it's out of your system. In 51 days, half of it's gone. Then 51 days later, the next half of that is gone, so about 3/4. But it takes about 7 half-lives for something to be out of your body, which means it's in your body for about a year, 51 weeks.
Wow.
Yep. And the reality of it all.
Well, the ideal society with plentiful, fresh, organic food, free of pollution, drugs, and stress doesn't exist. Let's be real.
Wow.
We We have so many toxins and pollutants coming into our body on all different levels by what we breathe in, what we're putting onto our skin, what we're putting in our bodies, most everything. So unless you're getting fresh produce and things like that, anything that you buy in a box and things like that have lots of chemicals in it, and you're putting that in, and the body gets so overloaded with all of these toxins that eventually it stops functioning the way it's supposed to.
Right. The other reality is people don't take time to exercise, and they have sedentary jobs.
Exactly. Most people are working from home now. You're sitting at a computer all day long, and unless you're taking time, taking breaks to get out, move your body, do those extra things, now you're putting more stress on the body as well.
Right, and we as a society need to be aware of the toxins in our lives and the effects of the toxins ultimately have on our bodies. And the toxic overload can cause it to function in a suboptimal manner, and suboptimal health then results.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the question is what you're putting into your body transformed into nutrients or poisons? I like to look at that as you can't have $1 million body when you're living off the dollar menu.
Well, that's pretty true. You don't get many nutrients in the body either. So we're going to talk a little bit about detoxification. What is the process of detoxification, so you can understand the 21-day purification program that we are going to share with you today.
Okay.
So
how about how triglycerides come from carbohydrates that we consume? The liver converts and stores carbohydrates. We know that. Too many carbohydrates consumed, and your liver becomes unable to eliminate, store, and process those carbohydrates. Excess. The excess carbohydrates are then converted to triglycerides, and that's a fat in the blood. In elevated levels can cause hardening of the arteries, poor circulation, and heart disease, to keep it simple. And so we've seen patients, triglyceride levels should be below 150, but we've seen patients with 3, 4, 5, 6, even 700 of triglycerides because their diets have been so out of balance.
Right, so people who follow this program that have had a history of elevated cholesterol and triglycerides are usually really surprised after they finish the 21-day purification program, because they get their lipid panel checked after 21 days, and it's significantly lowered by doing the purification program. They've even actually had some people who've had their life insurance premiums lowered because of the change in their lipid panels. So doing this for just 21 days is really important to lower your cholesterol if you have high cholesterol. It's great for doing that, just one of the things that is beneficial.
And as we transfer from summer into fall, right, it's a great time to start thinking about purification and line up a great 3-week process to do it. Clean out everything you've accumulated this summer that shows, geez, why did I eat that all summer? And get ready for the holidays to come.
Right.
So the liver has many functions. The liver works in the body like an oil filter works in your car. Your liver does over 550 things that we know of, and we estimate about 1,400. But some of them are important ones, all of them, but some of the bigger ones. Converts thyroid hormones, processes your body's stored sugar, glycogen, very important. Converts the sugar you eat to a usable energy. Creates bile to aid in the digestion of fats. So listen, before someone tells you they got to take out your gallbladder, call us. Really, in 1 week, we may be able to restore it, have you restore it. Yeah. Removes hormones like estrogens and epinephrine, and also has many, many, many other functions.
Right, and with the liver, one thing that women need to understand, if you have improper removal of the estrogen that can be stored in the liver, you'll have an estrogen dominant syndrome, right? This causes PMS, hot flashes, difficult periods, and so it's really important to help flush those things out. And when you detox by doing this 21-day purification program, a lot of women have great results in balancing their hormones and helping to eliminate the PMS, the hot flashes, and
get rid of the estrogenic effects.
Exactly.
Awesome. So liver detoxification, if you look at it, the toxins, whether drugs, pesticides, food additives, hormones, histamines, go into the liver. You're going to get a transformation. The first thing the toxin has to do is become what we call water soluble. So you take this toxic, dangerous substance, including a lot of pharmaceuticals, okay, and it has to become water soluble. It has to be made that the body can process it. Then it goes into a biotransformation, and then a phase 2 process where it can then be taken out of the body. Safely, of course. That's what our liver's supposed to do. So our liver uses specific enzymes collectively named cytochrome P450. Great enzyme. And we actually have a substance that directly affects cytochrome P450. And it affects it where it brings it up. Cruciferous complete.
Look at that.
Yes. So this system changes chemicals that are not water soluble into water soluble compounds. Very, 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 very important. Did I say it was very important? It really
Very
is.
important.
Yeah, and when, like most of our society doesn't eat enough vegetables if they eat them at all, and so cytochrome P450 is down. So they're losing their body's ability to convert toxins into safe removal. And this would be like getting your garbage picked up when this happens. So that's what the cytochrome P450 does. It just packs it up, gets it ready for removal. Phase 1 chemicals actually become more toxic than the starting chemicals. They're intermediate metabolites, and many drugs, most in prescription form, are detoxified in that phase 1, and then phase 1 also serves as the pathway for detoxification of hormones. So your body takes this stuff, makes it into metabolites. It could be more dangerous, but cytochrome P450 steps in and bam, out it goes safely.
Look at that.
Thanks.
Now we're talking about phase 2. Might as well go into that.
You got it. Chemical compounds are added to the phase 1 compounds to assist in their water solubility of excretion and through the kidneys, and then aiding the conversion of fat soluble chemicals via the removal of bile, termed conjugation. So what does that mean? The toxic stuff gets conjugated into safe stuff so it can be removed from the body and won't interfere with anybody else. Consider this the garbage pickup. So what happens? Phase 1, you're preparing the garbage for phase 2, which is the pickup, and some of the substances detoxified in phase 2 will include nicotine and organophosphates like pesticides, aspirin, glyphosate. And so the whole process is toxins in, you get the toxic byproduct with bioactivation, and that becomes water soluble, which then out it can go. I'm for you. All right, so the purpose of purification, why don't you
Right.
tell us?
So, what all that talk
Toxins
means,
in, rendered non-toxic, excreted.
in layman's term, is when you are using the 21-day purification program, you're going to be getting products that are going to actually bind to the toxins and help remove them from your body. All of that we just talked about with the phase 1 and phase 2 is really important, but most people don't know what that means exactly. So we're going to go through a little bit more about the purification program so you have an understanding of why you want to use the purification program rather than so much technical things.
All right.
Right?
So with purpose.
All right. Well, if you want to go with that, I was just going to let them know about the purification program so we could just jump
I'm
right
gonna
into
let you
like
do
the
your thing.
fun stuff.
I'm going to let you do your thing.
So, with the 21-day purification, we're actually getting ready to start the purification next week.
Yes.
So, with that purification, which gives you all the products that you're going to need in order to get all those toxins out of your body, you're going to get, and we have it over here, but of course I don't have the camera to turn that way for you. Why don't you just grab it and you can hold it up? That would be great.
What would you like me to grab?
Well, we're going to be getting with it. You're going to get 2 canisters of SP Complete, which is super fabulous for, those are what you would make into a shake. And you're not going to shake it that way, but you can blend it up and create a very healthy shake, or you can just mix it with water as well. You'll get a shaker cup to do that. Also, you also are going to get 2 gastrofiber supplements. These supplements are going to help remove those toxins out of the body. No, you're not going to be sitting on the toilet all day long.
Nope.
I hope not. That's not the point of this. It's to grab onto those toxins and pull them out of your body. So gastrofiber, did I miss anything with gastrofiber?
So toxins, when pulled out of your body, a lot of times will act like glue in the intestinal tract, and this will help keep things flowing.
Exactly. So you're also going to get SP Green Food Phytonutrients. That is right here. Do you have anything to say about
SP Green Food?
Yes.
5 different greens, vegetables in here.
Mm-hmm.
and it really helps to supply the body with
a lot of the nutrients that your
you're going
body
to need
needs
for the
at the
repair
same
process.
time. You're also going to get, oh, I didn't see that one, SP Cleanse. That's going to help cleanse the body.
Really helps with that phase 1, phase 2 detoxification through the liver and gallbladder to remove the toxins.
See, I told you it would all come together with phase 1 and phase 2 that we talked about, right? You're also going to get a bottle of Catalin, which is a multivitamin, a great whole food multivitamin that is going to help bring nutrients into your body as well.
Catalin, ask your vitamin maker this, okay? 292 days from start to finish to make a bottle of Catalin. So you plant the seed, grow the crop, and then chop it, dehydrate it, pulverize it, and then put it into here. 292 days. How long does it take your supplier to make their vitamin? Maybe it's more chemical.
Yeah, you
All
got to
that.
pay attention to that. So
15 all natural things, no chemicals in there.
you're also going to get.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, with this program, you're also going to get a booklet that is going to go over exactly step by step how to take your supplements, when to have your shakes, all the foods you can eat, what to eliminate, and it also has a daily journal so you can keep track of how are you feeling today, what did you eat today, what's going on. There's recipes in there because there's lots of great recipes. You're not just doing shakes on this program. With this program, you're also eating healthy, nutritious foods. Are you taking out some of the dairy, the wheat, some of the things that are going to pollute and toxify your body? Yes, you are. But this program is going to walk you through step by step exactly how to participate in the 21-day purification. And we are also going to be participating in the 21-day purification with you. We're going to.
You and me?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Woo! Didn't you know that?
Yes, I did.
So we are going to be participating with you. And also during the 21-day purification, which is actually going to kick off next Thursday, I believe.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. So we're going to be going live each week as well, talking about how to read labels, how inflammation affects the body, exercising for your body type, endocrine disruptors and balancing your hormones, food plans, diet, and what do you do post-purification?
Ooh.
So we're going to have tons of recipes on our Facebook page.
Sounds like we're doing a lot of education over the next 3 weeks.
We are. So we're going to be talking about all your struggles that you may be having during purification. So make sure, if you're not already, make sure that you like our page, Shore's Wellness Solutions. And so you can see all the recipes, what's going on with purification, how the body functions, and we'll be going over this program with you.
You know what else this booklet has? Dun dun dun. A shopping list, so you know what to shop for.
Yes, it gives you that too. So you'll get that with the kit. Now this kit is normally, what is this kit normally? I don't even know. This kit is normally $397, but we are offering a special because we want all of you to be able to participate with us. And if you purchase this kit before September 8th, you can save $150. So you can get this kit for $247. Now
awesome.
that's all of the shakes and things that you'll need. That's your recipe book. That's all of the
Shaker bottle.
education, the shaker cup, all the supplements that you need as well. And so we're really excited to kick this off. We're going to also offer, if you aren't sure if you should do purification or not, I mean, everyone really should be doing purification at least a couple times a year, one at minimum, but typically at least twice a year is great to be doing that. But if you're not sure, then just request a toxicity questionnaire from us. It goes through a list of different things to see if you'd be a good candidate for it. So we'd be happy to send that to you so you can see, hey, maybe I really should detoxify and purify my body.
That's right.
Right? Anything else?
That's it.
All
Things that you should expect during purification: improve your weight, your digestion and elimination, reduce your allergies, headaches, your joint and muscle pains, improve your circulation, your sleep patterns and hormone function, enhance your overall health, increase your energy, and improve your overall appearance and feel younger. Yes, because we're going to be lengthening telomeres.
Exactly. Well, that's all that we have for today. I hope you learned a little bit about the Purification Program. We're really excited to get started, and you'll see a little bit more on our page as well. Be on the lookout. Even if you start a little bit later, that's okay. Check it out. It's great to do a purification program at least once a year. Twice is much better because you want to get all those toxins out that you've put in.
Exactly.
Right? Well, that's all for today. I'm Amy.
I'm Dr. Dave, and we want to be your inspiration
For healthy living. Bye, guys.
Have a great day.